What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you've never been here before, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and check out plenty of the videos that I have. Everybody else, welcome back. For those of you that have never been here before, I served 17 years in the New York State prison system. And before I was in the prison system, unfortunately, I was in a lot of trouble. I made a lot of mistakes as a kid, and we're going to talk about the repercussions from those mistakes. I want the youth to understand what can happen when you make bad choices and decisions. I want you to understand that there are tremendous repercussions that stay with you for life. So, for those of you that are living the right way and doing the right thing, maybe you could learn something from this video anyway. And if you know a teenager, someone who's 16, 17, 18, 19 years old, whatever it may be, and they are having a hard time or a difficult time in life right now, or if they're showing any signs of delinquent or antisocial behavior, maybe you could send them this video and they could will end up getting an understanding or a comprehension of what doing the wrong thing can do to their life. As you see, guys, I got Dusty here with me. Dusty is hanging out. That's my Dachshund Dusty. He went through a lot recently, but he's doing good. So this is the point I want to make to you guys. And I'm not having a pity party, even though my life has been pretty rough lately, right? I want you to understand this, that when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, I didn't have any goals in mind, and that's for different reasons, right? I didn't have my father there. I had a mentally ill mother, and I was abused as a kid. I'm not making excuses. I'm just talking about the reality of the reasons why I went in the wrong direction. And even if those things are not happening to you as a young man or a young woman, if you didn't experience those things, which I hope you didn't, right? There are still many other reasons why kids and young adults go in the wrong direction. A lot of youth believe that they have to prove themselves. There's a lot of peer pressure out there. There's a lot of drug addiction out there. And those were things that I was involved with. But the main thing, I would say the main mistake that I made was not having any goals. This is one of the main mistakes that I made. I was living life carefree. I was living life on a day by day basis, and I wasn't having any plan. I remember when President Obama came into office, he said, hope and change, right? Well, hope is not a destination, right? And change is not a strategy. You need a plan in life, right? Without a plan, hope and change can be for the worst. And you can hope day and night that things get better, right? And so I ended up in a life of turmoil because I didn't plan. I didn't have any goals. I didn't live with the discipline and the patience to really go after something. And I think this is the benefit of having a father figure in the house. That's a different topic, but a father figure usually pushes their child to do the right thing. A father explains the necessity to live right and motivates. A father motivates, and I was absent of that. And with all the abuse and trauma, I went in the wrong direction. But my point is this, guys, and this is what I want you to know, that because I didn't live with that discipline. Remember, discipline is not something you're born with or without. Discipline is a choice, right? And so my life ended up being spent in juvenile detention centers, rehabs, group homes, psychiatric hospitals, and because of that, because I didn't make a plan, I am now in my early 50s and I am suffering dramatically, right? Because of the choices and decisions I made. I am suffering immensely in various areas. And again, I am not having a pity party. I want you to understand something. I want to use my unfortunate situation to prevent you from finding yourself in an unfortunate situation. That's the goal of this channel. The goal of this channel is to persuade you from living any delinquent, addicted, or antisocial life because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. So now in my 50s, I want you to know that I have applied for over 250 jobs over the past year. 250 jobs. I have applied on Indeed for over 100 jobs, right? And I'll explain the jobs that I applied for as well. I have applied on Craigslist, and I have walked in to at least 50 to 75 different businesses and establishments, and turned in a resume and applied for a job. And let me tell you something, not to pat myself on the back. When I go on a job interview, I dress well, I speak well, I present myself well, but it doesn't matter. And why doesn't it matter? Because I have a violent felony on my record. And you know when my violent felony was? 29 years ago. 29 years ago. And then people ask me a lot of questions. Doesn't it get expunged? A violent felony never gets expunged. Doesn't it disappear from your record? A violent felony never disappears from your record. I have something where it's not supposed to be used against me anymore. It's called a certificate of relief. I was issued a certificate of relief from the state of New York, and that means that I am eligible for jobs that certain felons are not eligible for because so much time has passed. But just because I'm eligible, that doesn't mean that they don't see the felony on my record. Okay. And because unfortunately my felony was for taking someone's life in a fight, this is very serious. And although people are willing to forgive, certain people are willing to forgive, corporations are not so willing to forgive. They don't want to give the chance. They don't want to give the opportunity. They don't want to take the chance, right, of something going wrong. And this is what I need you guys to understand, is that you can damage yourself for the rest of your life. That 30 years later, I'm still paying. I'm still paying. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm still out searching. I'm still out trying to gain employment. I'm still out pounding the pavement as I was today. But to give you, I applied in Home Depot over 9 times. I figured Home Depot's a good job. I could do that. They don't want me. Costco's doesn't want me. Lowe's doesn't want me. Walmart doesn't want me. I tried to get a job as a phlebotomist where you withdraw blood. New York State won't issue the license to a convicted felon. I said I'll become a massage therapist, an easy way for me to make my own schedule and make some good money and build a clientele. New York State won't give me the license because of the felony. Right? These jobs are endless. I said I'll drive a school bus. I'll go get my CDL license and drive a school bus. New York State won't allow me to drive a school bus and be near kids because of the felony. Right? I wanted a job with a trucking company. They wouldn't hire me because they won't allow a felon to transport hazardous material. Now you say, well, I know truck companies hire felons. I'm a violent felon with a manslaughter charge. They don't want me. And I also have some health conditions that prevented me from getting the CDL as well. I'm a diabetic who's had a heart attack. And so they don't want you driving a truck. But my point is this is not about me. I'm just giving you my story because it's about you. It's about if you make the wrong choices and decisions as a 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year old. I was 24. If you make those wrong decisions as a 24-year-old, when you're in your 50s, you will be suffering because of this. You will pay the price. You will reap what you sow. I don't want you guys to do that to yourself. I want you to prevent the pain, right? And so what you guys got to do is you got to set a goal. You have to set a goal and you have to go after it. Find out what it is that you love. Really, guys, find out what it is that you can do for the rest of your life and start planning now at the age of 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. You got to go for that now. You don't want to end up like a jailbird. And make sure you have good friends around you right now. Look at your friends around you. If your friends aren't doing anything with their lives, get away from them. You need to hang out with people that are goal orientated, that are really going after something, people that really want to do something with their lives. There's you heard the saying, play now, pay later, right? If you play now, what I mean is if you want to play around now, you want to act a fool right now, you want to do drugs right now, you want to do crime right now, you want to be lazy right now, you don't want to set any goals right now. If you want to play now, you're going to pay later. You're going to pay later, right? You have to schedule the playing and the pain, right? And, if I could, if I tell you, listen, what you have to do is schedule the pain, go through the pain now, right? This way you can play later. And what I mean by go through the pain now is if you have a certain job that you want to go for, have a certain career that you want to achieve, you have a certain profession that you want to become. That takes some work. That's the pain. That means you have to go to the school now. You have to get up every morning. You have to go to the classes. You have to stay drug free, stay alcohol free. You have to concentrate. And it's hard. It's a little painful because you're not playing so much. You really got to go through it to become what you want. Nobody said it was going to be easy. But if you schedule the pain first, right now, then you can play later. Pain now, pain now, and play later. And what I mean by play later is then when you get in your mid 20s, your 30s, you're set. You're in your job, you're doing what you want to do, you're building a family, you're having fun, but you didn't screw around in the beginning of your life. And that's what I don't want you guys to do. I want you to really concentrate on finding out what it is you want to do for the rest of your life. Do not be an aimless kid running around and forget about the peer pressure of your friends. I'm really suffering right now later on in life because I made a lot of poor decisions, and I don't want to hear about where you're from, whether you're from Beverly Hills or you're from the projects. There's an old saying, and it says, the circumstances that surround you are not important. It's how you respond to the circumstances that's important. Your response is going to determine failure or success. So whatever your circumstances are right now, I'm going through some rough circumstances right now too. I'm going through them. I'm about to possibly lose the roof over my head. Not possibly, I am. I'm going to lose the roof over my head. I just lost my employment. That's why I'm out searching for a job. And I'm in my 50s. And I can't freaking find the job because of the negative way I live. So stop living the wrong way. Stop being a jerk off. Stop being irresponsible. Stop being negative and focus on doing something with yourself, man. Make yourself proud. Make your family proud. Make your friends proud. Don't end up like me in your 50s struggling to make it. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. So that's all I could tell you guys, man. And that's all I want to tell you right now. That's all my Dusty wants to tell you right now. Is to stay focused and do the right thing. It's worth it. It's worth it. All right. I'm going to come to a close right now and keep this one a little short. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. And I'll be in touch with you guys soon. Dusty says bye bye. I'll see you later, guys.